Welcome to Added Time FPL, where we talk about Fantasy Premier League for season 23-24, and we're looking at Game Week 31 today. Nathan's got some depression from Game Week 30. Nate, tell us what happened. What happened?
Just a bit of a floppy wild card, in my opinion. Look, you comforted me earlier saying that. So I got 57 points for the wild card. It's not the end of the day. Like as standards go, people were getting 35, 40 for their wild cards earlier. So I mean, like as things are in the state of FPL, it's fine. But I was really hoping for a 70 pointer, and I think I could have got a 70 pointer. You showed the reason why making a -8 transfer can pay off big, because you end up getting more points than what you would have got if you kept those other three players. I can't remember players you transferred out, but you brought in Salah,
Muniz, and Pedro Porro, which netted
so
me
Porro was
plus
the only
15.
Yeah, so Porro was the only dud there. I mean, everyone else paid off well. And you took out Haaland, and I decided to keep him. You took him out to match me, but I kept him to just try and match
Let's
you.
just explain this for anybody who missed out last week. Nate did a wildcard video, showed me his wildcard team, which did not include Haaland. So I was like, you know what? This is a good idea. Like I can't afford Salah, and I want to keep Watkins and Solanke for this game week. And I don't think City are going to do that well against Arsenal. So I go, sure, let's take out Haaland together. I bring in Muniz for Haaland. I go look at his team. No, he brings Haaland in. He leaves Haaland in his team. I'm like, what kind of 5D chess is this? So he went with Haaland, which paid off for me because I got that extra 6 points.
So like before the game week deadline, when Mike saw the team, he was like, this flipping bastard. Haaland's going to get a hat trick, and I've taken him out. But it turned out it actually worked out. So, I mean, fair play to you to commit to that. But it's funny because I was trying to match you because I thought about it, because you were like, nah, Haaland, come on, you need a Man City player. So I was like, okay, let me think about this. I was like, okay, let me keep him. And then I didn't know you took him out. So it was like a double.
We basically got in each other's heads and messed with each other and screwed up our teams to do it.
That's what happens, I guess, when you play like a 1v1. But fair play to you. You got 68 points over the weekend, so that's a good climb on me. That's at least it's 10 more points, so you're closing the gap.
Every week, 10 more points.
You did say that. You did say I just got to get 10 more points each week. Yeah, fair play.
Going through some of the players who did really well this last game week. Palmer, we spoke about him last week.
Amazing.
And he continues at a price point of what now? He's sitting at 5.9, but he's
still worth it for that price, though. Yeah. He's still worth
it. It's ridiculous the amount of points he gets for a Chelsea team that are rubbish, that can't win, and he still gets 15 points. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. So I think Palmer has to stay in the team for the rest of the season, in my opinion.
I agree. Cole Palmer's like, he's a good. Like, if it wasn't for Cole Palmer, Chelsea probably would have got relegated this season. Like, he's really good.
He's the type of player that is dangerous to have on your bench. There's a couple of people that's dangerous to have on your bench, and Palmer's one. You can't afford to put him on your bench.
Nah, you have to start him.
Points to your bench.
Yeah. The thing is, even if Chelsea are going to lose a game, if they score a goal, Palmer's probably going to be in the middle of it. So, and he's on pens. So, what can you say?
Worthy.
But
Son looked good over the weekend. Actually,
yeah.
I was glad he was my captain's choice. Yeah. That extra 6 points helped me beat you as well.
So our captains, for those who don't know, our captain Salah, and Salah got 7 points, same as Son, but Son got the 3 bonus points, so he ended up with 10, so it doubled to 20. Salah only got 14, so also lost out there. Salah didn't do much in that game, really. He just netted the late goal.
That's a lot to keep you in the race.
It does. But Son is definitely looking really good. Bo in netting for West Ham, making me regret taking him out.
Did you wildcard him out?
I think I took him out the week before to set up for the double game week. Yeah. But I mean, there you go. He gets 10 points. So, can't argue with that.
It was not only him. Isak was on fire. I got messages from you saying, look what Isak's doing.
I was like, you'll pick, Isak, you'll pick. Gordon as well. You were saying Gordon got 3 assists. So.
And didn't he also get carded?
He might have as well, yeah. So I think he might be suspended. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to check. I know Lascelles got...
he got red carded.
Oh, yeah. No, cheers, mate. I know Lascelles got carded as well. I think he's going to be suspended or he's injured. He's got a red on him. I haven't checked.
And that's the thing about Bowen. This is why I'm not fully sold on Bowen for a couple of reasons. And when I look at my team, you'll see we're back to the same problem we had about a few months ago. The midfield is overpacked with assets that you can't choose which one to bench, which one to keep. You got to play all five, and it leaves you very short up front because then you can't have three strikers. But we've got about 5, 6, 7, 8 good players you could field, and you can only field
Yeah.
7 of them.
I'm annoyed at Manchester United, and I don't know what happened because I brought in Dallo and I was hoping for that clean sheet, and they were very close to getting it. Garnacho didn't do what I was hoping him to do, so that was a bit of a dud transfer. But I will say they're playing Chelsea this weekend, so I am putting Garnacho and Dallo on the bench because I have faith in the Blues.
Oh no! Your faith.
I should probably
Your
bench.
faith. I just heard a Palpatine in my head say, "Your overconfidence is your weakness, and then your faith in Chelsea is yours." That's what I heard.
Well, this is the toss up. Is it Palmer and Gusto, or is it Dallo and Garnacho? But yeah, Petrovic is not starting for me this weekend, so he's going to stay on the bench. But otherwise,
I think for me, and I've stayed with this all season. Yes, they are very good assets at Man United, but
it's just consistency issue.
Is Cole Palmer more consistent than Garnacho?
Yeah.
Yes, he is. Unfortunately, even though Man United are high up on the table, probably a better team with a better manager, but
with better owners, questionably better owners.
So yeah, I'd rather stick with Cole Palmer as a long-term run, and maybe you can use him as a Garnacho as sort of a punt, a gamble, a differential.
Maybe it's because I'm a Chelsea fan, but I still rate Gusto over Dallo. Like Gusto's really good. Like
Gusto's amazing.
Well. So I might start him. I know.
Rubbish.
If you had to tell me Chelsea's like top 3 players this season, it would be Palmer, Gusto, and like maybe Gallagher. Like just because of how much he works, but really like Palmer and Gusto are the ones that shine out the most from Chelsea. So
if Jackson could sort out his feet, he'd be up there.
Yeah.
And do you just notice Chelsea also lose games every time we take Gallagher off? But that's another thing. I don't even talk about
not a Chelsea, but maybe at the start of next season. But anyway.
So I was saying about Bowen though is that I like Bowen, but I don't rate West Ham. I don't rate West Ham because look, they were leading that game like 2-3 up, and then they conceded and end up 4-3. That is weak.
Yeah.
And I don't know what type of West Ham is rocking up on a daily basis, so I don't trust him over Foden.
Yeah.
For example. That's spotting my team's taken by Foden and Saka, and I don't trust him.
I agree. You take a punt on Bowen for like a week or two, like kind of what I did, I guess, because I took him out after that. So
you got your 20 and you're
I took my 20 and ran.
Abuse. You didn't run.
I did want to say though, this is a pretty interesting game week. We probably should have mentioned it last week, but I mean we're here now. Is that we've got fixtures tomorrow. The deadline is tomorrow, and then another deadline on Saturday. So we're gonna have 3 game weeks in the space of a week. It's very, very wise to maybe consider saving a transfer this week in the middle of the week to maybe plan for the weekend. I would say. What do you think?
Not just that, you're 100% correct, but to add to that, when you have these tight turnarounds after an international break as well, you're going to have injuries. So, for example,
people are going to be rested as well.
You can't plan these injuries, and you don't know because everything's yellow. Like this last weekend, Saka was yellow, Gabriel was yellow, Gusto was yellow when I made my transfers. But by the time the game week started, all 3 of them started, right? And Doughty was the one that didn't really win.
I was about to say, Doughty actually got few points. Who knew?
So, you for these next 3 game weeks, got to keep aware that it's very quick and easy for not only players to get injured, but there's a whole host of players sitting on 9 yellow cards that's waiting for that 10th one.
Jackson's one of them, by the way.
Yeah, luckily he's not on our list of players to watch, but I don't think many of our mainstay players are. But just keep an eye on that quick turnarounds and international breaks always cause some injury concerns for players. And we're in the toughest part of the season too.
Yeah.
So
definitely keep your transfers. Try and save transfers and do a little mini wildcard thing.
We are now in the final leg of the season. And what that means is players have their eye on Euros. And if you are someone who has their eye on Euro squads, are you like, for example, like Salah and Son? That's why they're such good picks. They're not playing in Euros,
No.
but because AFCON and HCON is done.
They're free
But
for the rest of the season, yeah.
Yeah, so they can give 100%, not worry. But then you think about any player that's like really going, like going
Especially
for
the
Euros.
English squad, like, because a lot of the picks are English. So it's also someone to look out for.
Like
Just be
someone for
careful.
me is I'm not saying this is Cole Palmer, but as an example, I don't think Cole Palmer, Chelsea's not winning anything realistically. Maybe an FA Cup.
Maybe
They get
we
close.
hope. There'll be a podcast if we do win, by the way.
but he's the type of player that if he gets injured, he could still make the Euros. He could not. So I don't know if he will like protect himself. Whereas if you think about Saka, clearly Saka has eyes on the Premier League, so he's going to go full force. So Liverpool, City, and Arsenal, they're still okay. They'd give 100%. But any of the other teams that are not fighting for big things in the Premier League, that are playing for Euro teams, I think they're going to be wary of pushing themselves too hard. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. Well, speaking of players and selections and choices, what's your transfer plans this week? Because I think I'm going to save. I think I'm going to save a transfer.
Are we gonna do the merry-go-round again?
We're going to get into each other's heads. I'm going to say save, and you're going to say save. Then I end up making a transfer.
What's going to happen is I'm thinking about, since you kept Haaland, I'm thinking about bringing Haaland back in. Watkins is injured. I took the risk this week to go with Watkins, Solanke, and Muniz.
But you realize you don't need him now, Watkins.
I don't need Watkins that much. And on top of that, but here's the thing. If I bring it, here's my problem, okay? This is my midfield five, okay? Salah, Palmer, Foden, Son, and Saka. You heard those 5 names. Those are good 5 names, right? You'd want all of those 5 names to play. You wouldn't want to bench one, right?
No. So you play with 2 forwards.
Yes, but then why am I wasting a transfer bringing Haaland in for Watkins if I already have Solanke and Muniz up front?
Yeah, so you can save and wait a week.
I could save and wait, or I could bring in Haaland and leave Muniz on the bench. I mean, Forest away isn't an easy game. Forest at home, when Forest play at home, they're actually quite dangerous. So, but then it's a transfer I could save, and Haaland isn't necessarily on the best form. People were saying such dirt about him, saying he's a League 2 player in front of goal against Arsenal, that he couldn't do anything. So, and he need a rest. So that's where I'm sitting. Like, it's not a difficult decision. Do I bring in Haaland or not? Do I wait a week or not, and see how that's where I'm sitting, because you can't tell me that it's easy who you're going to bench between Saka, Salah, Palmer, Foden, Son. No one.
Well, no, I'm playing all of them.
So, yeah, exactly. You can't bench any of them.
No, you can't.
So the bench player has to come from the front then, and that's going to be Muniz or Haaland in and Muniz on the bench. So that's where I am with my transfers. I don't know where you stand on yours. How are you going to fix up your gaffes from last week?
So I had the Garnacho pick to try and see if it could pay off. I mostly had it for the double game week that's supposed to be coming up for United, which is why I kind of picked him. So I just played him anyway. He didn't pay off, unfortunately.
When is the double game week?
It's 34, I think, if I'm not mistaken. There's a lot of games going on in 34. I think Liverpool have one. Wolves have one. We can pull it up now and double check it. But yeah, I had a look earlier. Can't remember the teams, but it's in 34. Game week 34.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams doubles in there.
Yeah, that's a game from Friday. I think it starts Friday to Tuesday. Yeah, so that's why I've made the player choices that I have for those double game weeks.
Bournemouth holding on to Solanke for that double is a good idea.
But I'm probably going to save a transfer, bench Garnacho and Dallo, and then line up with Haaland, Muniz and Darwin Núñez in the front. Haaland against Aston Villa at home. Not bad.
That game week, just looking ahead, I was thinking about the fact that Son has a blank in that 34.
Or Spurs, yeah. So Porro, Son.
But at the same time, Son and Pedro have 2 games in hand against Chelsea and Man City to play at some point.
They'll have another they'll have a double game week again as well.
They'll
yeah.
have a double somewhere, but it's not game week 34.
No.
Just keep your eye on that.
Well, no. So the plan was literally Pedro Porro, Son out, Garnacho, Dallo in for that week, because that was the play. I'm giving you too much insight to my strategy. I need to stop talking.
No, it doesn't matter because it's okay because I've made my decision this year.
And that's important. Everyone, make a plan. Make a plan and stick to your plan. Don't let influences change your mind.
There's a time to shift, and there's also something about sticking to your ideas, because sometimes your gut is right, but also your brain is right. So you got to decide, where do you go? For me, with Man United, I'm sticking with my brain that says it's inconsistent. I'm not going with it. But if my gut says this is the week to pull Garnacho in, I might go for it. But I don't think so, because there's no space in my midfield.
Yeah, but our midfields are the same for this week: Saka, Son, Palmer, Salah. So.
No, you have. I don't know.
But you playing Foden. No, but you're playing Foden. I mean, like the other four, but they're the same.
Yeah,
so I'm fielding those four. And then you have Foden, I have Haaland. So that'll be the.
Which is why I'm thinking: do I go Haaland to match your Haaland,
or do you have Foden?
I keep Foden and hold that transfer.
Honestly,
and Muniz pulls me through.
Honestly, just keep it. Like I think I would be happy with having Nunes and Muniz. It's like yin and yang. I'd have them up front and then put Foden in midfield. So I think it's a good one.
This is what I was thinking about with Foden and Haaland. They're a problem because you can't tell which one of them is going to score the points. I just can't. That's why I'm thinking about going with both, because I can't tell, because that's the dangerous thing for you. Haaland could blank and Foden could score 3 goals.
Yeah. And vice versa.
Exactly, which is why it's better to have both, and then you have both blanking, but the risk and reward there, because they have such a high threshold for points with Man City. Except because of this draw, Man City can't afford really to lose.
They can't lose any more games. No,
they've got to win to claw themselves back out of.
Maybe Pep changes it a bit, and they just go for goals. Who knows?
Which again means Haaland has to come in, and we'll see what type of player Haaland is. How does he deal with having, his integrity as a striker challenged from Arsenal holding him?
Who do you think stands out for you though as a captain pick? Because I know we're talking about Haaland and Foden, and they're playing Aston Villa at Man City, so it's a good fixture for them. But
they have bad defense sometimes.
They do. But do you risk it, or do you just go safe and captain Salah against Sheffield at Liverpool, by the way?
Okay, so when you look at your captain, for those out there, there's a couple of things that you always look at. Number 1, form. Salah ticks that box. Salah ticks that box too. No. Haaland doesn't. Now you look at home or away.
Yeah. Do they perform at home or away more?
Salah is at home.
He always performs at home.
Yeah. Salah's at home. He's there. And then you look at your opponent. Sheffield United shipped 5 goals more than any other player, any other team this season. So what's going to happen this week?
Salah hat-trick.
Going to score a hat-trick against Sheffield United. Are going to concede 5 goals. Because remember, Liverpool are also playing for that top spot, and I think they will put them to the sword.
They can get goal difference. Yeah, like they'll get goals.
So I think the standout captain pick is Salah. If you don't have Salah, because there are people that don't have Salah, there are 2 other options. I would say Foden, Haaland, one of them a City captain, or Solanke. Those would be my top captain picks, because I don't really like captaining players that are away from home unless their opponents have a really bad bad home form.
The only one I'd throw in there, but I'd also be hesitant too, is just because anyone else can score in that team, is Saka versus Luton at home. It's also something to look at. But the thing is, Saka's form hasn't been great. He can score, but I think Salah can score more. So Saka will probably get a goal this weekend. He'll probably get a goal, maybe an assist, but Salah's definitely going to score more points. Like, you know what I mean?
My problem is with Arsenal and Liverpool. If you compare the 2 teams, it looks like Arteta is taking this title challenge so seriously. If you look at how they played versus City, like they played tight. If one of these 2 teams was going to go a 1-0 win, a 1-0 win. Between Saka versus Luton or Salah versus Sheffield, it's going to be Arsenal that can maybe get one goal,
If
hold
they get
their
the goal,
lead.
they just park the bus and they wait. Yeah.
Because they play that type of game because they in the front and they need to be solid. Liverpool have to claw ahead, and Klopp is not a defensive coach.
No.
He's just going to say, go and score as many goals as you
opponent.
can.
The thing is, and it's also Klopp's last season. So what a way to go out with a bang if you can win the title. So, yeah.
I think Klopp will be thinking he might not win the title, but like to show his skill and style and Liverpool style with a 5-0 win, it will be even a very good legacy regardless of they win the title or not.
Yeah.
So my money's on Salah. And I think yours is too.
Yes.
And I think he will be one of the most captain players.
90% of the managers are probably going to look at Salah as well. Like it's a good pick. Yeah, our vice captain Saka, but doesn't really mean much. Salah will definitely.
I vice captain the same player every week. Cole Palmer.
Kevin De Bruyne. Oh, sorry.
Never again. De Bruyne broke my heart.
Too many. He took you on a date and he didn't pay for it and he left you and you never saw him again. Oh, Kev. Not that Kevin. Another Kevin. Well, otherwise, that's pretty much a straightforward game week. Like I said earlier, be careful with your fixtures or your transfers because you've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then there's a break Friday, and then Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So it's going to be a quick and fast fixture weekend. Gives you flashbacks to December. So plan for that. Save a transfer. Before we finish up, I actually wanted to mention FPL Challenge. The new thing that's come to FPL. I did try it last week. I got, I think I got 57 points again, same kind of thing. Not bad, but for this weekend, those of you that don't know, it's double points for forwards. So that's a little interesting thing that they've introduced. So any of your forwards that play, they'll get double points. So,
well, who's the three best forward choices for this week?
Nunes,
would you say
Darwin Nunes?
Not for your main teams.
No, this is for challenge.
Please, this is different.
This is a challenge.
It's a separate challenge. You can make a separate team for this. Who are the best forwards?
This is like Scar Bet. You're placing money on someone that you think's going to hold. It's not like, don't think about it to your plan. Just think about it into your overall. Like, I do think Nunes, though, Darwin Nunes, Sheffield at home. Like, come on. Like, you would hope he scores. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. Or anybody else?
Well, you would say Haaland as well, just because Aston Villa at home, but based on form. And if we're going on a 1 week gamble, maybe not. I do want to say that you could look at Solanke because they're playing Palace at home. Solanke might be a shout for you, or even Morris. Not Morris. Who's the Nottingham Forest striker? Is it Wood? Chris Wood?
There's a couple
there.
Yeah,
it's Chris Wood because he's holding his last 2 weeks, by the way. Side note for anyone that's...
Oh, yes, it was a 1 but he's not available.
Yeah, so it would be... Like, all those... Like, he scores and he's playing at home. So, I mean... And it's Fulham. And Fulham don't really keep clean sheets. So, those are all good, interesting choices. But definitely get into it. Play around with it. See what you can do with it. And if you're a psychopath, bring in Jackson.
Hell no. I think Nunes is a standout pick there. Aside from your normal forwards, I think because I see Nunes as a differential for you. I don't see him as a standard pick.
No.
So
no, I would agree.
What about outside pick Isak?
Yeah, it could be. Everton at home. Everton don't really have the best defense. They concede lots of goals.
Everton are not that great away when they play away from home. So.
Even United can beat them. So, did we beat the Chelsea? I hope we did. Just made a bold comment to the wall, and they're like, "But Chelsea lost." I'm like, sorry.
Yeah, we beat them in the semis of the League Cup.
Yeah.
Woo to do with them, we lost in City.
Yeah. Anyway, last thing I want to say, coming to the FA Cup soon. How rigged was that draw for Manchester United to get? Was it Charlton? I don't know who it was. They drew someone, a League 2 team. I couldn't tell you. And we drew Manchester City.
It is unfair, but that's life. We just got to live it, breathe it, beat it. Are we playing City again? Oh dear God, it's Coventry. Man United versus Coventry, and this is mid to end of April 2021, and we playing City.
If we were in South Africa, I couldn't have think of a better way to end of the season than United versus Chelsea FA Cup final. That would be fire. Like just back home with everyone there, all the supporters, because there's a lot of people that support United. There's probably 3 of us that support Chelsea. The Liverpool fans will support Chelsea. It's okay.
Let's be honest, it's probably going to be Man City versus Coventry in the FA Cup final.
And on that note, I mean, really good. It's really good. I mean, fair play to Coventry. That should be automatic promotion if you win the FA Cup as a League 1 or League 2 team.
But yeah, man, I'm bored of seeing Man City versus Chelsea. Honestly,
no, we've seen it 3 times already this season. Give us a break.
We don't need to see City score 5 goals against Chelsea. Call Kepa back in.
Anyway.
Okay, well, I think we don't have to speak long because we'll be back before you know it. We'll see you. Some of you will be crying, some will be laughing, and it'll be Thursday morning, and we'll be back to talk about Saturday.
Yeah.
So have a good game week out there.
Yeah. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah. Don't be silly.
Yeah.
Okay?
Don't lose your phone on deadline day. Don't forget to make changes because it's tomorrow. Be careful.
I've heard all the excuses on the group chat. I was about to make changes and then it wouldn't log me in. And it's load shedding.
That's a real excuses. Thing, though. It's too close to home. Anyway. But yeah, keep your eye on it. Take care, and we'll see you guys later in the week for another podcast, Gameweek 32. Thanks for watching.
Cheers, guys. See you then.